Okay, that was a really hard-fought ball game. I give Iowa a lot of credit. They're a good football team. They laid it on the line. I give our players and our coaches a ton of credit for we needed we made the play when we needed to. It was a back and forth game. It was a gut check game. A lot of good, bad, and ugly. Uh, More bad and ugly. Except defense kept them out of the end zone. Got a couple turnovers when we needed to. Partially deflected a punt. Field goal kicker was awesome under pressure. And when we needed to make the play, we did. We really struggled on third and short. They came after us with the blitz, and but when we needed to make the play, we did on third down against the house blitz again. The Surratt broke a tackle, and it's a great road win. So very proud of the team and the players.
Acting is
I guess, Curt, you talked about some of those third and short, fourth and short stops on the run. Was the option for a pass there for those? Was it a different call with the Surratt touchdown, or was that maybe Fernando shifting to something else when he saw that zero blitz?
Yeah, no, Fernando didn't do any audible in today, and the noise, that wasn't the plan. There were not RPOs on those plays. Uh, they came after us, and we couldn't gain a yard. Um, so, and on the last play, the Surratt, they had house splits to play before, meaning they're bringing one more new block. And so we went to our seven-man protection. We called that. We had called that 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 or 6 today, and against Indiana State as well, who house blitzed us. He ran the slant. He went inside, broke a tackle. Ball was where it needed to be, and he scored. And somebody asked me after the game, I think with the TV reporter, what we remember from this game. I'll remember Surratt running toward the end zone. That's what I'll remember. But I give our players a lot of credit. It was a great team win.
isn't the net.
I mean, you mentioned, obviously maybe not everything went your way in the final 2 minutes, but it was a gut check, you said, and you got there for a team that hasn't played a lot of those games. Lopsided wins, a couple losses, and haven't been in kind of these moments. How was important to have that and come through, even if the execution wasn't.
I've been in a lot of those games. Like at Elon, we won 8 in a row, and like almost all 8 went down the last play of the game. It was like a storybook. The stars were aligned. We haven't had many of those here, and we didn't have many of those at JMU either. I thought our coaches did a great job and our players. When it was game on the line, I did what I could do to keep everybody kind of loose, asking everybody if they're having fun. That's what's worked for me, to be honest with you. When we needed the play to be made, Mendoza made the throw and Surratt made the catch, and defense stopped it.
Matt and Ravi.
Coach, the final play with Fernando running out into the end zone, was that what you designed, or were you wanting him to go down before that? It looked like he kind of slowed down and sped up and slowed down.
Well, that was Groundhog Day when we beat App State, our first Sun Belt game at JMU, after they had beaten A&M. We have something called victory delay, and I got to get a clarification from the Big Ten. Okay, Iowa had all 3 timeouts left. I think there were 16 or 17 seconds left in the game. So in theory, like if you took a knee, you can only run 8 seconds off the clock because they got 3 timeouts left. So we have something called victory delay, where he goes back and he delay before he gets hit and then takes a knee. You're trying to run 4 or 5 seconds off the clock. Well, Iowa didn't even rush on the first one. And he went back and, and then the ref blew the whistle. And one guy on the sideline gave me one interpretation, and the referee gave me a completely different one. So the last play of the game, we had to take the snap from the shotgun and run into the end zone. He's supposed to go through the end zone, but he got caught. And our quarterback coach, Chandler Whitmer, who does a great job, and I can understand why, said, no, he doesn't need to go all the way to the end zone because there was only 3 seconds left on the clock. But I wasn't taking any chances. It was a hard-fought game. I give both teams a lot of credit.
Rabbit and Seth.
Take us through Surratt's play, if you will, just sort of.
Yeah. You know, we've been getting some house splits this season. Started with ODU, Kennesaw a little bit, Indiana State quite a bit early in the game. And, you know, quarterback coaches and offensive coordinators, they hate, like, seven-man slide protection, three-man routes, no running backs on checkdowns. It just doesn't look real pretty on the blackboard. You know what I'm saying? But when you get those kind of blitzes, that's what you got to be in. And it frees guys up to work one-on-one and gives you time to throw the football. So we actually had called that play earlier in the game on third down, and Surratt didn't win on the slant against press. And we had a quick out to the field and a go. And then the X had a quick slant. This one, because it was 3rd and 7 and not 3rd and 2, and it was house instead of blitz 1, they were off. And Surratt won inside and spun and
Seth right in front and Scott.
Curt, you talked a lot in the beginning of the season about how hard you coached your team, trying to teach them how to win, even when you guys were up by a lot. How much did you see that type of mentality pay off in a game like this?
yeah, it never goes according to script. You know, there's a lot of variables involved, and there's going to be games like this. And you know, I think when I was hired, I said, you know, mindset's really important. Everybody's ready to play the first game or 2 or 3. After that, it's who's ready to play. And so, what was the question again?
How much did you see that mentality, you know, that you were trying to instill, you know, how teaching your team how to win? How
At this point, then you're kind of like as, you know, when Mendoza got hit on the sideline, they didn't call roughing the quarterback. That really kind of pulled our guys together right there. And you know, we got a lot of new guys, but we got a lot of good, a lot of the right stuff on this team, and we were tested really hard, and we found a way to pull through it.
Scott and Jim.
Is it important to come on the road and play a team like this and get in this kind of a struggle, knowing what you will face in the next week and then throughout the rest of the season? Just
Well, I think, you know, all wins are great. You know, we got a week off. Coaches have a day off tomorrow. We're 5-0. You would much rather win decisively than put this on tape, because let me tell you, we left a lot of plays out there in the pass game, and there's some bad stuff on that tape. But the defense and teams, but I give Iowa a lot of credit. And but to go in a hostile environment, this is a hard place to play. They got a great home record. They were juiced up for this game, and come out with a win when maybe you didn't play your best, and a lot of it's because of them. It's huge, yeah.
Jim and Zach Bean.
Curt, with the success they were having in the first half, preventing the pass game from getting going, looking back quickly, is there some things that you maybe could have done play calling wise to shorten?
Well, the first pass we threw, the right guard got smoked. 4-man rush, sack, 3rd and 2.5. And that kind of spooked everybody a little bit, I think. And, you know, guys got to trust his technique and not guess what the 3 technique's going to do. And, you know, we came in at halftime and looked at the stats, we'd only thrown 8 passes. I'm like, holy cow. And they'd thrown 17. That last drive at the end of the half, 17 seconds or 27, and we found a way to get 3 points out. That was huge. Huge. And then after that, you know, I thought things started well the first drive of the third quarter. I thought, okay, here we go. But then, nope. And, you know, became what it was.
Zach Bean on your left, last one.
When Fernando threw that interception late in that fourth quarter, what did you see from him on the sideline afterwards? How did he react to that?
I didn't see him on the sideline. Afterwards, you know, it was another house blitz, and he did a good job of escaping. I thought he was going to run it, you know, threw it, and overthrew Cooper a little bit. Guy made a nice play, 6, good player. I'm just glad he didn't score. And you know, he'd come off on the sideline, and you know, maybe there was a play left on the field, and he knew it was left on the field. You know, there were a couple times in the third quarter where I noticed in the pocket he had lowered his eyes, you know, which he hadn't done in a long time. But you know, I was putting some heat on the quarterback, and then he was pulling the ball in the run game too. You know, putting a lot on the guy. But at the end of the day, he passed the test because he made the key play.
All right, thanks for the
Thank
play.
you.
Let's go.